All right, good morning. And there I am. I'm in big screen mode. Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Good Friday. Hope everybody's getting ready for a nice little break and Easter weekend. And I'm sure a lot of you are dealing with what I'm dealing with, which is spring break. Actually, I'm in the office to do the webinar. I've got my daughter in the other room watching TV. TV is sometimes a great babysitter. Don't let anybody tell you that TV shouldn't be a babysitter. It shouldn't be all the time, but every once in a while, like when daddy has to do a webinar and daughter has to be in the office, TV can be just a fine babysitter for just a short period of time. And that's what's happening. But I might get interrupted today. Who knows? Right. I love sharing my life with you guys during these webinars. A few weeks ago, it was, we're getting a dog. And then now today it's like, I might get interrupted by the two-legged animal. Anyway, love her. All right. Checking in, seeing where everybody's jumping in from. We've got East Lansing, Michigan, Grand Blanc, Michigan, Winston-Salem, Greensboro, Sacramento, California, Brown Summit, North Carolina. Oh, I love it. I love seeing all my friends, my regulars. These webinars just bring me so much joy. They really do. Every week, I'm just so excited. My water bottle's in the frame here. Let's move that out of the way. There we go. As I bring my coffee onto the screen. We have covered so much in the last 13 weeks, 12, 13 weeks, right? We've doing this every week. I wonder how many of you, does anybody know, and we could look it up, and I'm not going to do that right now. Does anybody know how many of these you've attended? Like just off the top of your head, is it 3? Is it 6? Is it all 13? I don't know if anybody's been here all 13. But I mean, we have some regulars in here and it's so much fun. I've got a lot to cover today. And I'm pulling up my notes. Tom Harris said 2. Okay. D, 11 to 12. I think you're right. Sarah Arnett, 8. Yeah. Jeffrey, 5. Yes. I mean, we've got some regulars in here, people I see every week, and I love that. Keep showing up. You keep showing up. I'm going to want to keep doing them. 5 or 6 for Craig Donahue. Yeah. Thanks, guys. I love that. I absolutely love that. So we are going to talk about something I went back and showed you an intro to in week 7. And I told you back in week 7 that it was like pretty much, I think, the most useful tool for business. And that's Google's NotebookLM, right? NotebookLM, Google has released a bunch of new things in the last 6 or 7 weeks, but people were losing their minds over Google NotebookLM when I showed it the first time. Claudine, welcome. You just found me. It's your first one. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Jack Clemens is on 3. All right. I keep getting sidetracked by the comments coming in. I love it. Sarah says she really likes NotebookLM. Me too. As a matter of fact, I built an entire course around how to use NotebookLM to build your company Cortex, right? It's building that company brain. And actually the QR code that's on the screen up in the upper corner, you see that? That would take you to the landing page if you're interested in buying the course. Christina Hooper. Oh my gosh. Hey, Christina Blue. Love it. So glad you're on here. So that's a blast from the past. Christina's a dear friend of mine from my time with Digital Marketer and beyond. So what we are going to cover is some of the new features in NotebookLM. That QR code will take you to a course. I still have it on sale. I'm keeping it on sale through the end of April. That's not a scarcity thing. When I put it out, I said I'm going to keep it until I speak in Arkansas at the end of April at the Scale with Stability Summit. And that's coming up rapidly. But the course has been out for about a month. It's not outdated. I actually made it very evergreen. But you could go, it's $47 and you can buy the course. But I'm going to tell you a way you can get the course for free. I'm sorry if you just scanned it and signed up. I'm going to tell you how you can get it included in something else at the end of today or during today's webinar. All right. Heck, I'll tell you now before we get too deep into this. I told you a couple weeks ago and even last week that I was getting ready to do brain dump sessions. Well, I didn't know if I told you what they were going to be called, but so many of you that are in here Sarah's in Arkansas. Okay, awesome. Well, I'm going to Searcy, Arkansas in the end of April to Harding University. And I'm doing a webinar on basically NotebookLM and building your company Cortex. But so many of you have said, how do I need to get in a meeting. How can we work deeper? These webinars are great, but they're very AI 101, right? They're very just, basic implementation. And a lot of people have said, like, I want to get in a room with you and work with you. I mean, Meg, I don't know if Meg's on here today. I haven't heard her check in yet. But Meg actually said a few weeks ago, trying not to be creepy. She's like, I wish I could follow you around all day and learn from you, right? And I was like, that is the most sincerest form of flattery ever. And I didn't take it as creepy because Meg's a friend of mine. And but people have been asking, like, and I can't, the webinars I do, I think I provide a lot of value. I don't ever turn it into a big pitch fest. I do have what that's turned into is we're going to do at the end of April, right after I get back from Arkansas, we are going to do what's called a brain dump session. It's going to be the first one. I think we're going to do them every month. But what we'll do is we're going to jump into a Google Meet. So it won't even be StreamYard. We'll be in a Google Meet together, much like a Zoom, where we can all talk and chat. And I will work with you to help you build out your company Cortex. I'll work with you to build that company brain. We will work in NotebookLM. I'll show you a new tool that I've built that can help. I can interview you and get your SOPs documented, right? Everybody needs their documentation in their business, right? I've developed a tool that I can just ask you some questions and it actually gives me the questions and it creates your entire SOPs, right? So that session, April 28th, we're going to put a link in the chat very soon. There it is. Actually, there it is. RC right on top of it. The brain dump session is $97. All right. It's not something you need to commit to every month, but if you need help implementing AI, you want to work together. Joe saw the tool. Yeah, that tool is slick as can be. That's the SOP creator. We're going to use it in the sessions. But if you join the $97 brain dump session to work with me, it'll be a small group of people. I'm capping it at 30, but I don't even think we're going to have that many. I think it'll be like 10, 15, maybe. You'll get the company Cortex course. You'll get the $47 course. I'm going to just give you access to it for jumping into that session. So you're paying $97, you're getting the brain dump, which is like real coaching with me. And then you're going to get the company Cortex course. So you can click that link. We can do it. Is this a password thing? Okay. See, interruption number 1. Did it go through? Yes. Yeah. All right. Love you. Okay. Okay. Back to the TV. Back to the babysitter. All right. Cool. So anyway, I think I got all that out of the way, but I'm really excited about that. If you guys want to do that brain dump session, I'm going to try to offer them every month. If you need it, you join it. If you don't need it, don't join it that month, right? So we'll be promoting that as we go. Like, oh, hey, our next brain dump is here. All right. So since week 7, when I did NotebookLM the first time, Google has not been sitting still at all, right? So what I want to show you today is like almost a completely different beast. It doesn't look very different on the surface level, but the videos from your documents have gotten a lot better. They've improved all of that. Full creative workspace. What they couldn't really do the last time was edit. It would make you a slide deck. Wasn't editable. Now there's ways to edit. But this is like team collaboration that really turns it into your company's brain. So if you're still using it or you haven't touched it since week 7, you're going to want to do this. You're leaving serious money and power on the table. So anytime you guys have a question, drop it in the chat. I'll leave some time at the end for Q&A. Definitely react. If you see something really cool, throw a reaction in the chat. We'd love that. And there's my housekeeping line in my notes about the massive announcement about the brand new monthly session. I already did that. I can't hold a secret. All right, so let's go into the recap. So if you were in week 7 for NotebookLM, this is your 60-second refresher. If you're new, welcome. This is all you need to know. All right, so NotebookLM, it's a free Google tool. Okay, you upload your documents, anything you got. Right now, I can tell you there's certain ways and certain formats of documents you're going to want to be careful with, but any documents you have, and it becomes an AI that only knows your stuff. Let me say that again. It's source grounded. It only knows your stuff. So you upload that employee onboarding document, right? That's all it knows. So where you go to ChatGPT or Claude or somewhere else and you search something, it's going to know everything, and it's going to start dumping you with all sorts of really intelligent stuff or really dumb stuff if it doesn't know anything about you. You give it this document, it's only what sources are in there, right? So you give it your company stuff, and it won't hallucinate, won't give you random internet data, right? Just your content, and it's going to have citations as to what content they got that answer from, so you can actually fact check it against your real notes. So let me share my screen, and I will go into NotebookLM, and I'll poke around here with you. Okay, so inside of NotebookLM, there's tons of different, you can create tons of different notebooks. On the free plan, I want to say it's like 50 notebooks that you can build. If you don't need more than 50, you really need like 5 in your business. We can talk about that. But I've been doing a lot of different notebooks and different things for different things that we're working on. And one of the ones I'll just show you is the weekly webinar summary notebook. Okay, so every week I do this webinar. Every Friday we do this webinar, and every Friday I actually upload. I was doing the video. Now I upload the transcript. I have every video. I download the transcript of every webinar, and we load it in here. So now I have this weekly webinar summary notebook of all the webinars I've done. So everything I've taught, every word I've said, that's all it knows. So I can ask it any question about what I did. I'm actually looking at like creating a certification or some type of course just from everything I've already taught, right? Like reuse your content. So there's a couple things. On the left is your sources panel. In the middle is your chat. And on the right is your studio. This is where you can create a lot of content from your data. All right. You can upload PDFs, Google Docs, slides, URLs, YouTube videos, audio files, Google Sheets, Word docs, even images, 50 sources per notebook on the free plan, and way more if you're on the paid tier. I am actually on the ultra tier. It costs a lot of money. I'm not telling anybody to go buy the ultra tier. I just love it so much, and I really wanted a lot of, power. That's was really the only reason I spend as much on ultra. I think I pay like $200 a month, maybe even more. But you could do a lot of this with free. I'm not going to give you stuff that you need ultra. I will show you one thing you need ultra for, but otherwise you're good. But here's what's cool. When you ask it a question, it gives you an answer and shows you exactly where in your documents it found that answer. That's the citations, and that's what makes it different from something like ChatGPT. And the cool thing is your data is private. It is not used to train Google's AI. Your documents stay yours. Matter of fact, if I go to share, I can't share this outside of my jvimobile.com team. I can share with Ryan, Heather, Delroy, or RC. I cannot share with Sue or Dee or Joe or Christina or Sarah or anybody else that's in here today, right? Claudine, Craig, Jack. Sorry, Jeffrey, can't share it with you, right? Unless you have JVI Mobile. It's private. It's private. So what I can do, though, is if I create content in the studio, that we're going to talk about that in a minute. If I create content in the studio, I can share that. I can download it, share it, save it to Google Drive. I can do a lot of that. And it's all based on Gemini, Google's AI. All right. So let's talk about some features that have been updated. So the big one is that now there are what's called cinematic video overviews. You still have to be on Ultra. It's the only one I'm going to talk about that you need to be on Ultra for. But if you go to video overview, this cinematic, you're probably not going to have that, right? But it's good. It's getting better, but it really makes a big explainer video in a very, very, very movie-like cinematic experience, hence the name cinematic, right? However, your explainer videos, really, really cool. So let's say you have an employee onboarding document and you want to make a video overview of it, or an explainer. So you could give it to this new employee on day one. You do an explainer video. Now you can create a custom style. You can choose from different styles. This wasn't here in week 7. Choose from these different styles that you want in the explainer video to be. What should the AI host focus on? So you want to talk about like the takeaways. So you could do a workshop summary, a beginner guide of AI content creation, strategic perspective. You can type in whatever you want here that you want the AI host to focus on with regards to your document, and it will make a wonderful explainer video. And we'll talk about it, but it's like having a production studio in your browser. Okay. Also, under the hood for the video, it's using Google's VO3 and Nano Banana 2. So VO3 is a video creator by Gemini, by Google. And Nano Banana 2, as we did last week's webinar, is the most amazing image creator. And by the way, thank you guys for posting images in the Facebook group. It's wonderful. All right. So think about this. What if you could turn every training document into video content, or turn your FAQ section into a client-facing explainer for your website? Your onboarding manual is something a new hire actually wants to watch instead of reading this book, right? You don't need a camera. You don't need video editing software. You don't need a production budget. Now, cinematic, again, is only on Ultra tier, but the standard video overview is available on Free and Plus, and it's still really good. As a matter of fact, I still like it just as much as cinematic. I think I'm waiting for cinematic to get really cinematic. It's just not there yet. It's good. It's good. In comparison, it's better than the others, but I just think that the two that are there are just fine. The next thing that's really cool is the chat. Let me go to the chat. And where is it? You save a chat to the note. This is where it is, right? Yeah. So if I go, let's see, if I go over here, I think it's saved to note, but if I say, tell me what Jay spoke about on, or what tool Jay taught on week 10. I don't know why this, it's a plugin that I have. It's trying to fix my writing here. Yeah, it's Linguix or something. Anyway, all right, so it's going to go through these sources. Now you can select and unselect sources as well. So when we want to build content, you may not want everything in the content. So it's going to look at that. And week 10, I taught on Gamma, right? This workshop focused on using the tool to generate AI presentations and slide decks. And then it gives me some other questions I might want to ask the chat. But I can save this to a note, right? And if I save it to a note, it puts it over here. So I have a note just on that question. And now I can generate an audio overview based on that question, or a, what's the other one? Oh, a structured report. So the reports, you can do any type of report based on your own content. So study guides, turn them into blog posts, right? It's loading a bunch of suggestions of other things, but really create your own. You can tell it, here you go. Marketing strategy framework, AI integration roadmap, concept breakdown, term glossary. Like there's a lot of reports you can create from it. So there's now the data table feature is all AI powered data tables. So if you take your research papers and say, I want to turn this into a data table, you can do that, right? And the neat thing about all these, when you build them, is now you can, this is new since week 7, you can now, well, first of all, you can convert your notes to a source that goes over to your sources. So it reuses that conversation as like a source that's pulling in. But you can also export to Google Drive. You can connect your Google Drive and everything can be exported to docs or sheets. If it's a report, it's docs. If it's data table, it's docs or sheets. Infographic. Let's see. I have an infographic here somewhere. Whoops, I didn't mean to open that. Let me go down. Infographic. That one you can just share and download. Yeah, share and download. So, and I think this one you can do. Yeah. Oh, this is another new feature. So on the slide deck, and we're going to talk about all these here in just a minute, you can start a slideshow or download it as a PDF right from within NotebookLM. The audio overview formats. This was the most fun we had, I think, on that last week that we did. The audio overview, it sounds like two people having a conversation. They're AI generated podcast, basically. And I showed the audio overview podcast style thing. So if I go to build a private brain, or actually, let me go to NotebookLM. There's also this interactive mode. This was here in week 7, but I don't know if everybody quite got how powerful this was. I'm going to go into interactive mode. Now, any document you have, it'll turn it into a podcast. So bear with me here as I share this. I want you to listen to a little bit of this podcast about NotebookLM, right? I'll tell you, in like 2 weeks after I did the last workshop on NotebookLM, it was probably like 3 weeks ago, I actually gave it my existing website. I fed it into NotebookLM and I was like, rip it apart, critique it, right? And then on the way home, I was furious. I'm listening to these two fake AI people destroy my website and rip me apart. Well, but I didn't take it to heart too much, but it was like, really, dude, you've been in marketing for 30 years and this is your website? I was like, literally, it was like, I was mad. I was like getting upset. I'm like, this is not real. This is not real. But what's cool about it, let's listen in to the NotebookLM audio. And then I'm going to show you this magical join button in just a minute. So we're going to take about 2 minutes. I want to play a little bit into it. And then I want to show you the magic join button. Remember, this is all about my documents, right? So here we go.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're looking at a tool that frankly makes me feel a little insecure about my job security. We are talking about NotebookLM.
It's definitely a tool that shakes things up. I mean, it's Google's attempt to completely redefine how we interact with the massive amount of information we just hoard on our hard drives.
Right. And to really set the stage here, we have to talk about how the webinar we're analyzing today kicked off. The presenter plays this audio clip.
Oh, yeah, that audio clip?
Yeah, it's two people, a man and a woman, and they're bantering back and forth about a business concept. They're laughing, they're interrupting each other, using idioms.
Meta.
It sounds exactly like a polished podcast.
It sounds like us, ideally anyway. But then he stops the clip and drops the bomb that it wasn't him, that wasn't a guest, that was AI.
Right.
He generated that entire conversation in about 60 seconds. And honestly, it was weirdly good, like suspiciously good.
Here we go.
It is jarring, isn't it? It hits that uncanny valley really.
Oh, hey, welcome. What's up?
Hey, thanks for letting me ask you a question real quick. My question is on NotebookLM specifically. Can you tell me a little bit about the video overviews?
Oh, that's a fantastic question.
Thank you so much for jumping in.
Video overviews are a killer feature.
We were actually planning to circle back to those later.
But since you ask, let's unpack this now.
Okay, let's unpack this. We were talking about the audio features.
But the video overview is the visual twin of that.
Yes. NotebookLM generates slide-style videos.
They come complete with AI narration.
It creates a shareable piece of content.
It's essentially an explainer
How awesome is that, right? So not only do we have this AI generated code. All right, hold on. Sorry, another interruption. That not only do we have this AI generated conversation happening, but we can now interact with these people in real time as if we just called into a radio show, but we're not actually talking to real people, and they stop what they're doing, answer the question, and once they finish answering my question, they will go just continue back on with describing it or going through the whole session. I mean, new hire, first day on the job, they're listening to these two imaginary people talk about week 1 at the new job with your company. But then they're like, man, I got to get out of the car. I only got another couple minutes. Let me just ask how much paid time off I get, because that's what everybody wants to know, right? How many paid days off do I get in the first week? It'll go and tell them, and then it'll go back on with it, right? Let's say your SOPs. Okay, I did this. Why do I need to do this? Or where do I have to go to do this, right? It'll stop and it'll answer. Give me a mind blown or a thumbs up in the comment if that just was like, what in the world? So, all right. Yes. Avanice. Yeah, we got a lot of good questions coming up. Video overview. Can I keep the images and just change the voice? That's a little bit trickier. You're going to want to regenerate it. You're going to want to regenerate it and tell it to change the voice. The other thing you can do, though, if you make the video overview, I'm going to put your question up here, Sarah. If you take the video and you know how to use, like, let's just say Clipchamp, or you go into HeyGen and you load that video, you can actually record a voiceover for that to change the voice or put it in your voice. Keep the video and then you do the voiceover for that video, right? Yeah, I'm not sure on changing the voice. I know you can't do it inside of NotebookLM. I mean, you might want to regenerate it and ask it to change the voice. Don't know if that will work. Avanice tried it and she was on the floor. I hope it says she said drop dead powerful, and I know what she means, but like literally, I don't want to see anybody falling out on the floor here. Here we go. Chart table with your thoughts on what tool is best for what job. I believe I do, but here, let's do this, Craig. We're going to try something real quick. We're going to go to data table. Okay. And we're going to say, create a chart of what tool is best for each job based on all previous webinars. Okay. You just asked, we shall say if NotebookLM will do it. It's the only thing it knows is every weekly webinar I've done right up to last week. Okay. So we're going to generate that data table and we're going to see, and then I'll give it to you all. We'll share it right here. I'll share the table. Okay. Yeah, Craig, it is a bit scary. Jocelyn is speechless. Yes. And look, Jocelyn's a good friend of mine. It takes a lot to make Jocelyn speechless. She's going to kill me the next time I see her. Yes, no, absolutely. Christina, blue. So if Christina's a friend of mine, blue because her hair is blue and it looks awesome. And yeah, this is a game changer for business design clients. Load your entire business into NotebookLM, and then it only knows about that business. You do it once, and then you can create unlimited content, create unlimited chats with it, and share it with their internal team. All you need is a Gmail account, but you have to be in sorry, the same Google workspace or domain if you're going to share it. So if they have a Google workspace, they can share it with all the people on their team, right? If it's you do it in your notebook, you're not going to be able to share it with them unless you like get them on your same Gmail or same workspace. Here's another quick question. So every response is based on one of our source documents. Absolutely. That's all it knows, Avanice. It's just, it only knows your source document. So the sources on the left, this is all it knows. And let's see, Craig, what happened here. Recommended AI tools. Let's see what chart it gave us here. Try that again. Let's see if I can make this bigger. Actually, let's expand the viewer. Here we go. Okay, here we go. You asked this question a minute ago. Recommended AI tools for specific business tasks based on what I've taught over the last 13 weeks. For project documentation and knowledge management, NotebookLM. Here's the primary function. Key features, target audience. Here's the source. Presentation building, Gamma. Boom, source. Complex analysis, strategic planning, Claude. Use Opus or Sonnet model. Boom. CRM and marketing automation. I'm partial. It's mine, JourneyBuilder, right? Which everybody knows is my white label version of high level, right? JourneyBuilder, all-in-one business management and marketing platform. AI agents and assistants that have booked 4,000 appointments for my clients in the last year. Yes, JourneyBuilder, right? Also going to be talking about JourneyBuilder a lot 2 weeks from now. Is I'm going to show you something before the end of today that's going to blow your mind, and I'm going to show you how you can do it yourself on a free 30-day trial. We're going to talk about it in 2 weeks. App or tool development for vibe coding, Claude Code with artifacts. Use Claude Code. You can build just about anything. Image and asset, Gemini, video script and avatar, HeyGen, real-time perplexity, lead generation, specialized recommendations, Gemini. We're going. Multi-channel, Claude, ChatGPT for creative content brainstorming. Okay. Industry-specific information, moving cost calculator widget. All right. I don't know about that one. SEO content engine, Authority Forge. Yes. Delroy is not on here. Delroy built this. Delroy is still building this. If you guys were on the vibe coding session, we talked about Authority Forge. And that's Delroy's program that he's building out to compete with some of the big boys in SEO. Animation and motion graphics. So here we go. Here's all the citations. And I will share it with you. Yes. Somebody asked, will I share it? I'm going to export this to Google Sheets right now. All right. Here's the Google Sheet. Okay. Whoops. I think if I highlight all the columns and then I double click, it's supposed to open all of them up, right? Yes, it does. All right. Now we're just going to share this. We're going to open it up for everybody. I don't want everybody to edit it, so I'll make it a viewer. You guys can make a copy of it. Copy link. Done. And paste. By the way, it did it just for my notes that fast, right? So NotebookLM just did that. If you have any spreadsheet that you want to upload into NotebookLM, it will analyze it and turn it into 50 million different pieces of content. All right. Yes, mind reblown. Absolutely. All right. Let's keep going. We're not done. We're just getting started. All right. Let's talk about some more of this stuff. So advanced slide decks and infographics. Let me come back over here. All right, let's talk about slide decks. We talked about Gamma 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks. Gamma is still the best. Gamma is the way to build slide decks. AI-powered slide decks. It's better than anything else I've used. There are other tools out there, beautiful AI, and I mean, PowerPoint's putting AI into it. You can use Claude now to build slide decks. Lots of ways to build an AI slide deck. I still think Gamma is the best. But what you can do is you can take any of your content and say, build me, customize a slide deck and generate. And you can give it the information. You can describe it. Now, I've already built one because I don't want to take up too much time. I built several. Here is a slide deck that we had the system build called Mastering AI Prompts. Oh, I'm sorry. That was a video overview. My bad. My bad. Nope. It was here, right here. Vibe coding starter kit, build apps without code. Okay. So if I open this up, right, this was all generated from our one vibe coding session that I did with Delroy back on like week, I don't know what week that was, 3, right? And it actually built out this slide deck using AI in minutes based on what we talked about on the webinar. And it came out really, really good. But in week 7, when I talked about NotebookLM, this revise button wasn't here. You couldn't revise it. You had to regenerate it if you were like, oh, that's wrong. That slide says something wrong. We need to redo the whole thing. Well, now, if I find a slide that I don't like, let's just make something up here. Right here, if I click revise, I can now say, all right, I want to change this slide, and you tell AI what you want to do. So instead of a rocket ship image, use a chart with an upward trend showing sales going up rapidly. All right. And now I can say generate revised deck. Now we're not locked in to what Notebook gives us for this slide deck that it creates, because we can tell it. Now we can't click on an element and turn it, blue or green or purple. We have to tell the AI what we want. But I'll tell you what, telling the AI what we want is getting extremely good. I'm going to show you guys something before the end of the day today that you guys are going to be like, what in the world? So anyway, so it's going to redo it. It's going to generate it, and we should see a graph instead of a rocket ship. Here it is. It did it that fast. It just did it that fast. It's already done. So if I go here, let's go down to that slide. There it is. Your turn. Build something today. Here's the sales. Here's the going up that fast. Everybody see that? That was that rocket ship a minute ago. It just changed it. How cool is that? That is awesome. Yeah. Thanks, D. Bravo. Yeah. It's amazing. So let's see. And infographics. Oh gosh, infographics. Let me show you infographics too. Everybody knows what an infographic is, right? It's kind of like, usually it's like a long vertical, like shows you a roadmap of some sort. You can now edit these too. So let's make a kawaii. I like these. They're cute. Little kawaii. Actually, I think, yeah, let's make a kawaii infographic. Let's use the teal hashtag 23C2BD. I know that's my brand master teal color for my brand. And create the roadmap of each weekly webinar topic to show people what we've covered. And I have all my sources checked. So let's go ahead and generate this. All right, it's going to generate the infographic based on all 20 of my sources. And it'll take a couple minutes, and then we'll show you. We'll show you what that is. And you can now edit that just like you do the slide decks. All right. Now, I'm going to also show you a video overview. And I'm going to do a brief one. Actually, you know what? Let's do an explainer video. And let's do whiteboard. And we will say, show me a quick rundown of what we've covered. Sorry, guys. Covered in the last 12 weeks. Stay brief on each topic. Generate. Okay, so I'm going to generate this video, and I will show you that. So it's making the infographic, making the video. So while it's doing that, I want to show you guys. I want to go through a couple of key talking points here for you, and I want to show you what the way you really, like, I'm showing you a way we use this in our business because we're doing these weekly webinars. It's very important that I can create content based on that for social media or for blogs or for whatever, just to go through it. I can create courses, scripts. There's a lot of reasons why I have a notebook containing everything we've done in these webinars. Right? I want to be able to capture my voice, my style, my content, right? So here's a couple things I want to talk about though. Like, you really only need like 5 notebooks in your business. I would say maybe, or 6, but you need an HR notebook, especially if you've got employees, right? You need that human resources one. Your operations notebook. So that's where your SOPs go. How do we get the jobs done so we can delegate that? You might need some type of financial notebook or leadership notebook, executive. You may want one for sales. Imagine this, you've got a salesperson and you want to bring on the second one. The first one is really good. Maybe the first one is you. Start recording all of your sales calls that you're doing in Zoom or Google Meet. Everybody's using recorders now, right? You have Fathom or you have Otter or some type of AI recorder. Record those. You build a notebook, your sales notebook, and you upload the transcripts of every sales call. Now, when you bring in that new salesperson, you can say, hey, you don't need to follow me and shadow me and join every call I make. Just go in here and ask it some objections, and you'll find out exactly how I've responded and overcome to those objections, or find out exactly what I would say when this topic comes up. And you have a sales notebook, right? So you really only need a few notebooks in your business, right? But here's the thing. The quality of your documents makes a big difference. Everything that you put in, let me check, Sarah. I'll check on that. It may be for a previous infographic. You don't have the revised, and we'll look at let's look at the infographic real quick on the new one. Whoops. Darn it. I'm just shrinking everything here. Let me go back to my. I had the revise on there. Maybe you can't do the infographic. Maybe I spoke too fast. Maybe it's just on the slide decks, not the infographic. I thought infographics had the revise, but I'm not seeing it either. Although that looks really cute. Like my daughter would love to look at this. But this was my 12-week AI mastery roadmap right here. So here's the chronological journey. But look at what this just generated. You guys see what this actually, I'm like looking at like how cute that looks. I didn't have to build this image. I didn't have to hire a designer. The text is perfect, right? And it actually goes through this whole roadmap with a quick reference guide of the theme, the weeks, the theme, the tool, the topic. Revises only on slide decks. Okay, so I think I diarrheaed at the mouth. I think I went too fast. It is only on the slide deck. I thought it was on infographics as well. I am wrong. But yeah. So, I mean, look at that. This was built by AI in like 2 minutes, and I can export it. I can share it. I can customize the prompt. I can do that. But apparently I can't revise that. I thought I could revise an infographic. I'm wrong. Anyway, let me just check here. Yeah, custom prompt. I think if you go back and you redo the prompt, can you edit the prompt? No, you can't. You can just copy it and do a new one. Okay. Yeah, no, you can't edit it. I was trying to force my will on Google for a minute there because I could have sworn you could do it, but I guess not. So it's only on the slide decks. All right. So here's a reminder. With everything with AI, right? We've always said garbage in, garbage out, or garbage in, hallucination out, right? Awesome in, awesome out. I want to focus on the positive. I don't want to stop saying garbage in, garbage out. I want to say awesome in, awesome out, right? So I'm going to show you guys some documents. At least I hope I'm going to show you some documents here. Let's see if I can open them real quick in a new close. Okay, let's try this again. I have a few documents that I wanted to show you to give you an example of awesome in, awesome out, versus that old negative way that I used to say it. All right, let me find. They're PDFs, so I got to get the PDF and then share the PDF. So bear with me. We're still waiting on the video to generate anyway. Videos do take a while. As a matter of fact, the videos take usually about 5 minutes, but the cinematic ones on the Ultra plan take about 30 minutes. So, which I know is such a crazy amount of time to get a fully produced video. Right. It takes me that long to get to my email box to send it to a video creator. All right, where is it? Example docs. There they are. Okay, so messy customer onboarding. I'm going to open all these up in Acrobat and Adobe, and then I'll share them. Okay, now I go back to StreamYard and I stop sharing that. And I start sharing a window, Adobe. Here we go. We're going to load these. I'm going to show you how to do this in NotebookLM. Now, awesome in, awesome out, right? Let's say we have a customer onboarding process. Here's our SOP for our customer onboarding process. The document defines a step-by-step process for onboarding new customers. The moment a deal is closed, first 30 days active client, scope, roles and responsibilities, who does what. That doesn't actually look good. It's overlapping, but I had AI generate this. Come through, right? It's got all the phases and steps and key milestones, SLAs, escalation, tools and CRMs, or tools and systems, right? So there's a good PDF. Now you're going to notice on this PDF, I consider this an awesome PDF because it's all done in like one column. There's no fancy schmancy graphics on it. There is a table, and I don't like the way it created the table here. I'd have to like just edit that part. There's a owner here. And if I went to edit, I could do that. I'm not going to do it for purposes of time, but this is a really clean PDF, and it's very, it's laid out properly, right? Thanks, Joe. And it's laid out very properly, and it's gonna give NotebookLM the answers we want. Versus this onboarding process notes, last updated sometime in January, maybe. Ask Karen. Okay, so when someone signs up, here's what to do. Mostly, salesperson gets a deal done, right? So you want something that's well structured to put in to your NotebookLM, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come back over to Notebook. By the way, I have a couple others. I have a refund and returns policy and a top 20 client questions. I'm going to do a quick overview. All right, we're going to share. Every time I do that, my face goes like right in. We're going to share the screen, and we're going to do this. It's still generating our video. So I'm going to come out of this. I'm going to go back to my main notebook. So I'm going to create a new notebook. We're going to call this notebook. By the way, when it pops up, you can pull information from the web, but that is going to defeat the purpose of our sources, our grounded sources, right? It's going to pull information from the web. So if you wanted to do like a deep dive on a topic that isn't company grounded information, you can, right? But typically we want to drop our own files, so it only knows our own files. You can connect Google Drive, you can upload files, copy text, you can even do websites and links that may be your website, right? Like if you have your own website. So I'm going to show you something cool in a minute. All right. So I'm going to just X out of here. I mean, I could upload the file here, but I want to show you. The first thing I always do is I name my notebook in the upper left corner. And I'm going to say customer onboarding example. Now, what I would do, actually in this one, let me back up. I would call this, and that was that customer onboarding? Yeah, that was the doc, right? It was customer onboarding. Yeah, customer onboarding. So yeah, so we might do we might make this notebook, because you can't group notebooks into notebooks yet. I'm sure that's coming. Like maybe they'll call it binders, right? Where you can put a bunch of notebooks into a binder and group them. But for now, we're going to call the operations notebook. And then the source that we're going to put in, I'm going to upload that customer onboarding SOP, the good one. All right. So it's going to load. It's going to take a minute to load. Here it is. There it is. All right. So now I can actually say, where is my, all right. Okay, let's do this. Let's add the other ones as well. So I can just do this real quick in like 5 minutes. We're going to upload the other good ones I did, which is refunds and returns and top 20 client questions, because they could all go under operations, right? So we're going to add those as well. And they should all load as PDFs. They should all go up. If it ever turns pink, that you hover over it, it's because the source upload failed. There's something wrong with the file, or it couldn't find the source. So if you ever get a source that doesn't stay white with a check mark, then you probably need to remove it and try to figure out why it's not uploading. But hopefully these will upload quickly. I might refresh my notebook. Sometimes the refresh gets stuck and it'll do that for like days. But if you refresh the notebook, see, they're there. Right. So now I've got these three. Now I can say, let's do this. I'm going to ask it a question. So it only knows the information from these documents. And I'm going to say, what is our refund policy for digital products? Now, instead of giving somebody the manual and saying, read through the manual to find the answers, well, here you go. Just ask it. You ask your brain. You ask your company brain. New clients are covered by 14-day money-back guarantee, full refund, $297 onboarding fees, generally non-refundable. So only the subscription is refunded, blah, 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 blah. Okay. To request a refund, clients must email here, right? And then you can ask them follow-up questions. Here's the cool thing. You'll notice in here, one, so here's a citation of where they got that information from the document. For, right? So everything has the citations. And if you hover over them, it'll tell you at the bottom what document it pulled it from. Refunds and returns policy PDF. When you hover over it, it tells you came into exceptions and, so it tells you where to go. All right. And then we could turn this into an audio overview. And I could do a deep dive on it. I could do a brief. I could do a critique, which is what I did on that website, or I could have a debate. So it can give you different sources on how well your documents are, right? Or how well your refund policy is, right? I'll choose debate. And how good is the refund policy? Debate the merits. Debate. Generate. So we'll generate that. Okay. So basically I'm showing if I went into it and I uploaded that bad document that I showed you, the garbage document, which I'm not going to do because we're staying positive. I mean, it's not going to be able to answer questions. It was just bad. So make sure your documents are good. I'm going to show you a couple things. Did my video stop completely? Nobody's mentioned anything. Is it just Nancy? Nancy said my video stopped. Is my video still going? Heather, let me know in the private chat. It stopped? All right, hold on. Let me stop sharing. Oh, it didn't stop. I'm good. Okay, great. Okay. All right, I was going to say, let's come back over here and do a stretch real quick. All right, everybody ready? Stretch. Okay, video's working. Okay, good. All right. Let's go back. All right, Heather says I'm good. Everybody says still okay. All right, good. Nancy, I don't know. I hope I came back for you. All right, let's go back in here. I got a couple more minutes. We're going to wrap it up. I've got to go up to Virginia for Easter weekend about an hour away. Anybody know where South Boston, Virginia is? That's where my wife is from. We used to live up there for about 3 years before we moved to Greensboro. We're going up there this weekend. All right. Okie dokie. All right, here we go. So we're generating the audio overview. In the meantime, I'm going to click back over here. I'm going to go back to my weekly webinar summary notebook. My video overview is still generating in here. I didn't choose cinematic, did I? It's taken a while for that video to generate. Okay, well, let's go back to operations. All right, and it's generating the audio overview. Let me go to my notes. Now I've got, oh, you're going to Southern VA too, Sarah? That's awesome. All right, let's show you one other thing I didn't talk about today, the mind map. So I've got this customer onboarding, this refund and returns policy, and I've got the top 20 client questions FAQ. We're generating kind of a debate on our refund policy. We can also quickly generate an AI mind map based on all of the sources. And this is actually really cool. I don't do this enough because it's not really shareable, but it does show you how everything was interconnected. It's really fun on the webinar, on the weekly webinars one, but I'm going to just generate a mind map. The other thing that this can do is it can generate flashcards and quizzes, which are great. If you're onboarding, you're bringing on a new employee, you say, hey, great. Once you've done going through this material, you know, take our quiz. Here's the quiz. Share the quiz with them. Right? Quizzes are fun, and the AI flashcards are pretty fun as well. I can do fewer cards, and I could do real easy, level of difficulty or medium, right? I could generate those. And quizzes, I could say, is that what I just did? Did I do flashcards? I did flashcards. And quizzes, pretty much the same thing. I could say fewer. Actually, I'll do standard, and we'll do easy on the quiz. Sometimes the quizzes get real hard. Like it's not asking like multiple choice. It's like you gotta, anyway, you'll see. All right, here's that mind map that I was telling you about. So what you got here is this fictitious company, Bright Path Marketing Operations. And we've got customer onboarding process, refund and return, service tiers and pricing, platform features, support and security. These were probably from the questions people ask. If I click on this, it gives me a chat based on what does these sources say about the marketing operations in the first place. And it'll go through the documents and it'll give me some detailed information. If I go back and I click on customer onboarding process, it's going to open. I want to close that. Let's go. In the customer onboarding process, it's going to break it out into the phases. Well, if I click on phase one has the sales handoff and intake, automated welcome email, CSM assignment, welcome call scheduling, and that's it. So then it's going to talk about what do the sources say about phase one. So you can quickly show how everything's connected and quickly go to get answers based on that topic. It's really, really good if you're going that. Let's see. Yes, Sarah, you're really following me. Yeah, you guys are funny. You guys are so funny. Take a piece of his brain. Yeah, absolutely. Let's all join the brain dump session together, April 28th. All right. All right, let's see if we've got everything done. And then I want to show you one more thing and we'll wrap it up. Let me show you the quiz real quick. Here's an onboarding quiz. Which role is primary? Oh, it did do that A, B, C, and the multiple choice this time. And there's even hints. So now you can say, which role is primarily responsible for configuring a new client's platform account and setting up integrations? Okay, technical special. There it is. I'm right. Okay, next. Now let me see if I get one wrong here. According to the onboarding timeline, what is the target window for completing the initial welcome call? By the end of week 7? No, not quite. Training session, so it's within 3 days, right? Explain next. So it's really good on quizzes. Whoops, I want to expand it. All right, and then the flashcards look like this. The sales representative must complete, and there's 45 of these. And if you press the space bar to flip, right, so see the answer. The sales representative must complete the client intake form in the CRM within blank hours of contract signing. So I'm going to say 24 hours, right? Hit the space bar. Oops. Dang it. What did I do? 2 hours. Okay. So you hit the space bar, flip, and I can explain the answer and it'll go over there. Right. Then I can go to the next one and I can flip 15 minutes. Right. So you got flashcards too. So you can quiz yourself. Okay. Did my audio overview load? My audio overview has not loaded yet. Come on. All right. Let me go back to my other notebook and see if the video overview is done. Yes. Okay. So here we go. So we took all of my weekly webinar sources. This is like the very end here. Ask any questions if you have, but we'll keep going. So I took all 20 of my sources. Remember, I asked it, show me a quick rundown of what we've covered in the last 12 weeks. Stay brief on each topic. And here's what it produced. Let's go here so you guys can see that. All right, created a 4-minute and 18 video. It uses a recap of your AI journey, all AI generated. And when I hit play.
Hey everyone, welcome. So I wanted to do a special recap of all the incredible AI skills we've built together. You know, over the last 12 weeks, we've gone on this packed journey, and it's kind of wild to look back and see just how far we've all come. That's right, just 12 weeks. Think about that. We've gone from the absolute basics of AI all the way to building some seriously advanced, custom tools that can literally transform how a small business runs. And you know, the best way to make sense of all this is to think of it like we've been climbing a skill ladder. We started right at the bottom, on the ground floor, and we've worked our way up, step by step, to the very top. Okay, so let's dive in. We started at the very first rung, right? And this was all about building your foundation, getting those essential tools and skills that you absolutely need to use AI.
All right, I don't need to show you the whole 4 minutes just for sake of time, but that's like, we'll post this in the Facebook group. Matter of fact, I'll download the video. We'll post it in the Facebook group. If you guys are not following our Jay the AI guy, AI for Small Business with Jay the AI guy Facebook group, if you're not in it, we will put the link in the chat right now, and you should go there and you should follow and get involved and join us. I want to see some content you create in NotebookLM this week, but I will download this right now. RC, this is going to be under the workshop materials for today, week 13. It's going to be called explainervideo.mp4. I've downloaded it. So we will, we'll post that in the Facebook group. But I'm interested to watch the whole thing too. So, all right, I go back to, I got to pull my screen up so I can close. Why can't I close my video here? Oh, there it is. I was like, where's the full screen button? Did it not? Did I click it twice? There we go. Why it keeps opening full screen? What did I do? All right, there we go. Audio overview hasn't finished generating it. All right, I'm going to show you guys one more thing today. I want to talk about what's coming up. And I hope you guys really see the power of NotebookLM. I did have a question there. Can the flashcards only be shown within the NotebookLM if you export it? Yeah. But if you share it, see, again, this is for internal use. So you can share it with somebody. Share it with somebody on your team. Right? So yeah, it's got to be in NotebookLM. I could think of some other ways you could do that. You could like take flashcards and make a video out of it or something. But anyway, you could do it through the SOP creator. So I've built a tool, and what it allows me to do is, and this is what you get if you join our brain dump session. I'm going to do it with as many people as I can. But what I'm able to do, and you guys are like the first people in the world to see this, I have the ability to jump in a Google Meet with anyone now and interview you. Well, that's loading. Ask you questions about a process. Okay, I can do an interview. it'll ask, the AI will generate the questions of what's next, what's next, what's next. And at the end, it will give you a perfectly good SOP that you can load right into NotebookLM. Now, if you wanted me to interview you on all of your processes in your entire business, we would have to have an enterprise level conversation about that. But what I want to be able to do is show you how we can do this for you, because this ultimately will be something that I'll be offering at a independent level where you can have it yourself. But it'll capture screenshots, videos, everything, and it will build out your SOPs for you, right? You can interview yourself. You don't have to interview somebody else. That's one thing I've been working on. If you join the brain dump session, we're going to be using this in real time with some of the attendees. Now, if I get 30 attendees on the brain dump session, there's no way I'm going to be able to interview 30 people on an SOP, maybe 3 or 4. So I want you guys to join and, let me know that you have a process that you want to get documented, and we will work on it. But so next week, we're going to be going deeper into this. We're going to be talking about building your company Cortex. So we're going to talk more about NotebookLM next week in terms of setting up notebooks. It's going to be like kind of a 30,000 foot view over the course that I have, the company Cortex course. But 2 weeks from now, I'm so excited. I changed all of my plans of what I was going to do. 2 weeks from now, the webinar I'm going to be doing is I'm going to show you guys how to build your website, build a brand new website using AI, coding it, making it do fun things, animations, forms, buttons, calendars, colors. You are going to become a website designer. 2 weeks from now, I'm going to show you just by speaking to AI in plain English. Let me show you what I just built with AI. We're still working on the site, by the way, but it is live. But if you go to jtheaiguy.com, which is right here, okay, I did not touch HTML or a website building tool. I didn't lay out the buttons. I didn't put in any hard-coded links. I had AI build this entire 24-page website. Okay, this is our new Jay the AI Guy website. This doesn't even work yet. Some of it, Heather's actually going through it, getting everything up and running. But I wanted to show you guys what we've been working on. I want to show you how I built this. And in 2 weeks, we're going to do it together. I'm going to give everybody a 30-day free trial to JourneyBuilder just so you can use it and practice it. And then if you guys want to keep JourneyBuilder, you can. But let me show you real quick exactly how we've been building this. And then I'll let everybody go, or I'll answer any other questions. Inside of the tool, we have an Ask AI chat, right? Let me see if I can come back over to StreamYard. Okay. Avanice says she's moving in with me. Please tell wife to expect me. This is awesome. I love it. I love it. Come on, Avanice. Let's do it. Let's do it. My wife may not love that. My daughter would love it. She loves people being over. But whatever. Let's do it. Let me turn that. Let me hide this so it can show. All right. Here's all we're doing. Watch, Ask AI. I'll say, please build me a page that welcomes the viewers of my webinars, especially those that routinely show up, like we'll call it a top fans page, I'm not going to single anybody out. If I skip you, I can always add you back in. But let's do D, Jeffrey. I don't know if I spelled Jeffrey right. I think it's R-Y. No, it's E-R-Y. It's got to be E-R-Y. I'm not looking at it right now, so I apologize, Jeffrey, if I'm. We'll definitely say Avanice here. Meg, Jocelyn, right? I'm forgetting people, or I'm not seeing people, but you Sarah, right? I've got everybody, right? I could edit it once I'm done. I'm going to do this real quick, right? And And here you go. That's all I said. Does anybody not think they could type that sentence into a chat? Does anybody in this room think they could not say, please build me a top fans page that welcomes the viewers of my webinars, especially those that routinely show up like D, Jeffrey, Avanice, Meg, Jocelyn, and Sarah? Because if you can't do it, you don't want to be on the webinar 2 weeks from now, because this is all it takes to build a website now. That's it. And then you just continue to talk to it and tell it what you want to see. Now, you can go into Claude and actually say, build out the entire structure, build me a whole document. That's what I did. I said, I need all these pages. I need the navigation to work. I need the architecture to be perfect. And I just told it, though, in English, plain English. I just had a conversation just like you would do at ChatGPT or Claude. And now it's going to build this. Yep, D, perfect. Yeah. Need a new website? Got you. We're going to do it. I'll tell you how much it would cost to do it, or if we just want to host it on the platform, we can do that. But I'm going to give everybody a 30-day free trial to actually play with the builder and really try it out. And we'll just give this a couple minutes. The AI is actually going to build out the entire web page. So we'll give it a few minutes. If anybody has any other questions, then you can ask, but hang in there with me. It usually only takes about a minute or two. When I'm building an entire page, it takes a little bit longer. If I had just said, hey, change the text on this one page, right, it would be a little bit quicker. And let's see, here we go. Still building. It's almost done. Now, let's put this into perspective. We're also used to AI just responding. This is actually building out the actual code, the files, the layout, the organization, all right now while I'm talking to you with both hands free. Okay. If I built this page out, by now I might just be creating the actual page. Then I'd have to insert the header. I'd have to insert the graphics that I want on it. I'd have to put the names of everybody, maybe lay it out right. Like maybe I'd want a spot for a picture of each of my top fans, right? And it would take a few hours probably to build out this page. I mean, an hour at best if I was really, really great at doing that, maybe a few. Avanice had a great... Okay, so I'm going to answer this question. This is a great question from Avanice. What about the security aspects of the page, payment, etc.? So inside of our platform, we do have secure payment processing built in. Inside of JourneyBuilder, or you have, Avanice, you have high levels. There's security. It's going to link to wherever you want, and they are building right now the connection directly into the payment processing inside of high level. Okay, so it'll be secure, but you can send it to a secure link, your payment page link, or wherever you have that. You can just say, hey, I need, when somebody clicks on this button to buy, I need it to go to my cart. Okay, here we go. It's doing its thing. It's doing it right now. Can it add the metadata too? Absolutely, Jeffrey. I did spell your name wrong. Darn it. Anyway, yes, it can add the metadata too. You have to tell it to load the SEO. It's built in React, which is JavaScript, and I don't want to go too deep into the back end because people will literally fall off their chair in boredom. But it is built with React, and there is an SEO React. If I click on the code here, it actually shows all the code and all the pages and everything, and you can edit the SEO. The one thing it will have trouble with right now, and we're looking at this. And I'm sure it's only a matter of like days or hours or weeks before it's completely good, is when you view the source, it doesn't show all the content. So there's a little bit of an issue with but you can have the robots to scan the page. So it'll index with Google, but there needs to be a little bit more on the SEO. But this just came out. This actual builder in our platform just came out. But yes, you can do the meta, the Open Graph, the Twitter, Meta, Open Graph, Twitter. I think that's it. The three big ones. And schema. You can create schema, custom schema for each page, and the AI will do it. You just say, create me a schema for each page, right? So, properly structured schema. I don't want to go into a topic on SEO, but I can see somebody else just left. I'm like, I'm boring people. This is almost done now. It should pop up any second with our new page. Look at this. Create top fans page with wall of fame. I can't wait to see what this comes out. Everybody waiting like on the edge of your seats? Yeah, I know I am. I'm ready. I'm ready to see it. Should be done any second. It's taken 5 minutes at this point. Or not even. 4.5 minutes. So actually, this probably has been about 5. What's 200 seconds? That's not even 5. 300 seconds is 5 minutes. So, but I know it's not counting up right now. So it's probably been close to that. But guys, 5 minutes? I couldn't do this in 5 minutes manually. Not and have it look good and layout and all the other stuff. Here it goes. I think. I probably could have said build it as a section on this page, but that's okay. Come on, come on. Hang with me, the 9 people. Drum roll. Thanks, Avanis. Yeah, keep doing the drum roll. Come on, come on. It's coming. Look at us getting impatient over something that is like just utterly mind-blowing and time-consuming. The traditional way. It's like watching water boil, right? Like if you stand there over the stove, you're like, oh my gosh, it's never going to boil. But if you walk away, you come back and you're like, what? Water is going everywhere. Anyway. Or filling a bathtub for my child. Like if you walk away, like I'm lucky if I get back in time to turn that water off. But if I stand there, it never seems to fill up. Making people wait, but 9 people who are just like dying. They're sticking around. 9 people that like, just like, I have got to see this. Yeah. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. We're redoing kind of the whole way that we do the webinars. Yeah, Jocelyn said it would take her days. Thank you. Yes. Christina, it's like Keurig, right? Yeah. Yes. The Keurig seems to take forever now versus that coffee pot. Absolutely. Like we are so used to like demand. Here, it's almost done now. It's finishing up. So we're up to the finishing up with some final touches page. But yes, absolutely. I mean, to build out, when you see the page it's going to build too, well, I don't really know. I don't really know what it's going to look like because, oh, here we go. It added it. I've created a beautiful top fans page. I also added the link to the new page from here and set up the routing. Let's go back. Where's my top fans page? Where did it put it? Let me say refresh. Should have put it in. Where did it put it? Where did it put it? Preview. No, it's not preview. Where did it put it? It says put it on the webinar page too. Top fans page. Okay, so we got the top fans page. Where is it? Where did you put it? I think it's just top fans, but what URL? It should tell me real quick. I thought it would put it in a top fans URL. Of course it would be there. Here we go. Top fans. Here we go. The wall of fame to the ones who show up every Friday, the ones who ask the best questions, the one who take the ideas and actually build something. This page is for you. Welcome to the VIPs. D, Jeffrey, Avanis. D is the community pillar. Jeffrey is the consistent action taker. Avanis, the engagement champion. Meg is the implementation master. Jocelyn is the insightful contributor. Sarah, the supportive peer. Want to join the Wall of Fame? Register for next Friday. Look at that. I didn't do this. I still wouldn't even have the first section and the first element put on this page. Now, I could say, if D sent me a picture of herself, right? I could now say, all right, use this picture for D, right? Now I know D, and I'm a smart human being and a smart man. I need to get like the most amazingly beautiful picture that I could find. But anyway, let's just do this. Let me show you. So all I did on another page, right, Avanice? OMG, love it. Yes, worth every second. Here we go. Love it. OMG, right? If I go to the About J page, I'll show you what I did. Here's my team. Now, all of these were just circles, just like the top fans page was. And all I did was I said, use this picture for Heather, and I uploaded. You can attach a file, right? And then it put it in there, put the circle, put the border. As a matter of fact, RC's circle and Ryan's circle were gray. And I said, well, I want to go alternating colors. So I got like the blue, the pink, the blue, the pink, right? Which is supposed to be like the teal, the red, but it's muted. But yeah, so I go back to top fans. If you guys want your picture on my top fans page, I will do it. I will make it happen. And I can put your pictures up there, and I can put more, and you can be on my wall of fame. So love it. I could also, if you click on it, it might take them to like your business information. We can do all of that. We just tell the AI. Just tell the AI what you want. We're going to talk about this 2 weeks from now. You're going to want to be on that one. I will give everybody a 30-day free trial of JourneyBuilder and so you can play with this and build out a website or a landing page or a funnel. Then 3 weeks from now, we're going to do another Q&A, Ask Jay Anything. And that's around the same time that we're going to be doing the brain dump session. If you want to join the brain dump session, the link was in there somewhere early on, I think. The download, the cheat sheet for today, that went in there as well. Go back in the comments. Today's cheat sheet on NotebookLM is in there. The brain dump link is in there. That's it, guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful Easter. Thank you so much for showing up. Next week, we're going to go deeper into company Cortex. There's the registration link for next Friday's webinar. Little bit of a slight change. We're doing them on a subdomain now, fridays.jtheaiguy.com. And we're going to talk about, we're actually going to start building your company Cortex, right? We're going to show you the SOP creator. We're going to build out some SOPs, show you an overview of the course because the course goes deeper. And then 2 weeks from now, building websites with AI. And 3 weeks from now, Ask Jay Anything and the brain dump. So have a wonderful Easter, safe travels wherever you're going. If you're staying home, God bless. And we will talk again next Friday or in the Facebook group. See you guys soon. Take care.